We were pretty famous back in high school. Trust us!
Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
I thought your thing said dog owner, not org owner.
Dog owner?
Yeah, your thing under your name, it says org owner, and I thought it said dog owner because I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I am not a dog owner. Of the three of us here, I'm the one non-dog owner. It was supposed to say God owner, and I screwed up.
You could change it, I think.
I think it was supposed to say go downer. Like
go downer.
You're a real go downer.
California thing again, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a go-getter, like a very specific go-getter.
No. Yeah. You got to find what you're looking for on the streets.
Oh.
Matt's a go downer.
Your guys' audio.
Behind closed doors.
Probably just on your computer itself. You can probably just adjust it up or down.
No, I meant like specifically like Sean's line just feels low for me.
Well, that's how this goes.
Than him. Yeah.
That's how this goes.
Okay.
I'm a quiet little mousy fellow.
A mousy boy.
Mm-hmm.
Stats.
Constantly getting caught in traps.
Yeah.
But they're always
never. I'm never sought after. I'm never sought after by a go downer, but
you're really good at mazes.
Oh yeah.
You always find the cheese.
Well, as long as there's cheese in the middle.
Yeah.
Is this like a mice and men thing where that only lasts for a certain amount of time and then it's going to get worse?
No. It's like
and not unless Sean just has a shorter lifespan than the rest of us.
It's that if I'm fine as long as there's an unlimited access to mazes that contain cheese in the center.
Got it.
Right. It's just a maze that exits directly into another maze.
Well, because I get to the center of the maze and then I eat the cheese within, and then that opens up a trap door and I fall through and I'm now at the entrance to another maze. It's my life.
It's like a multi-level dungeon kind of situation.
Yeah, but it's only going down. I'm never going to make my way back up to the surface.
Yeah,
world.
You're a real go downer.
I'm a super go downer. I'm a maze downer. What?
A maze.
Well,
yeah.
Anyway. Everyone, welcome into this podcast. It is called High School Famous, and it is featuring myself, Sean,
myself, Matt,
and today we have. I don't want to say he's a special guest.
Not special.
Today we have a lonely guest, and his name is Travis. Travis Ramsey.
It is
to some.
Probably the one person I'm amazed we haven't had on way sooner than this.
I mean, there's a giant part of that that's just my fault. I moved and then...
we didn't push for it either.
I mean, there's a plan as I moved and then I just never unpacked my setup.
Well, the thing is, when we started doing this, you were still in that house where your stuff was all set up and we could have had you on pretty much immediately.
It's true.
And just, never did. But then the move thing, then we're like, okay, there's our excuse. We'll just we'll ride on that excuse for a while now.
Give or take 2 years.
I was secretly sending him letters that all said just not yet.
Yeah, I got those.
Like handwritten.
They were Valentine's cards.
Through the post.
Through the post, exactly.
Yeah.
So once every month, I think I sent a letter, and there was no context to it. It just says not yet. But I knew that he would know what I meant.
No return address or who it was from or anything.
Exactly. So yes, Travis, your suspicions were correct. Those were from me.
Got it.
And that was my typewriting. And that was the message was to say, you're not going to come on just yet.
They did feel like Sean Mark cards.
So they weren't handwritten. They were, you used a typewriter?
Typewriter.
Well, they were typed on a computer.
Oh, okay.
But I just said typewritten because what am I going to say? Computed? Hand computed?
Yeah.
Inkjet printed? Laserjet printed? I don't know the difference between those two printeds.
Well, one uses ink and one uses a laser.
Oh, I think the laser printer sounds much more dangerous and evil.
It's lasers and paper typically don't go well together.
Do you think if you were a supervillain, you're required to use a laser printer just in case? You could cleverly modify it to be a way to take down the hero.
Are there requirements to being a supervillain? Like there's things you have to do as a supervillain to be considered a supervillain?
You have to perform evil deeds at large scale that affect a whole city's worth of people at least. That's one requirement.
An inkjet that they wouldn't choose that more readily available option.
Yeah.
But they have their laser jet like special ordered to their lair.
Right.
And they have several backups.
And they don't have like a Staples nearby that they can pick up new cartridges for the inkjet, or is it that they're using powers of some sort to continue the laser?
I don't know, but I like the idea of a supervillain having to go to a Staples to refill its stationery.
They have I need a ream. They have they have evil supply stores.
I need 1 quire of paper, please.
What supervillains do, let's clear the air on this. Supervillains, they establish their lair. Then they establish evil versions of commerce surrounding their lair, giving them access to what they need for their evil deeds. So no, they're not going to go to a Staples. They're going to go to their supervillain specific Staples equivalent to acquire their office supplies. And they don't have to pay for any of it, of course. If they were to go to a regular Staples, they have to pay for that. But this is the supervillain store that's right by their lair, which means the stuff is free. Their henchmen just have to go get it for them.
So this is like an equivalent of a Richie Rich Manor version of their own thing. So who are they employing people in the
henchmen? Oh, in the stores?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lower level henchmen. Entry level henchmen.
Okay.
Entry. Got
it.
It's like
entry level henchmen. You have to apply. There's a job posting on, Evil Indeed, and then they have to.
Right.
Sometimes they use Evil ZipRecruiter. Not a sponsor.
It's called ZapRecruiter.
Oh,
yeah. See what I did there?
Clever.
That was pretty quick.
Wow. And it totally
I exchanged a vowel.
It totally undoes everything that was cool about it when you declare how quick it was.
I mean, is there ever anything cool I've ever done?
No.
Wow, what a weird conversation.
Processing.
So just to keep this high school famous lore going, we know Travis from high school.
What a shocker! Is there historically? Is this something you guys have had a lot of people not from high school on, or is it?
We've only had a couple of guests not from high school on, I think, so far.
Okay,
like maybe
two maybe.
No, plus AON
podcast.
So so 5 people.
Sure.
Yeah,
but there will soon be more
non-high school people, and possibly more high school people. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. Whoever says yes.
Pretty much, yeah. That's how we book for the show, is put out a wide net and just see who gets caught. Yeah. So if we catch a couple dolphins in that net, drag them in.
Wait, is it a net or a blanket?
I think it's going to be both.
I think I said net the entire time.
You did, but then Travis said the blanket system, and you agreed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, blanket's possibly better. There's less holes usually.
A net's also a blanket
if it's a good quality blanket.
Yeah, a net can be a blanket if you put it over the top of you.
And then put a blanket on top of it.
No, not necessarily.
Terrible idea.
So, yes, I was hoping that the running thing would be a blanket, because then I would say that not many people like the idea of sharing a blanket with us, and so that's why we haven't had a lot of guests.
No, I do. Yeah.
No, you do.
Yeah.
But I'm saying a lot of people don't.
Well, don't have them on.
We won't.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
I've decided. It's clear. It's declared.
It's the first question on the new email.
Travis is also our lawyer.
I am removing our posting on ZapRecruiter as we speak.
Oh yeah.
You could not
get a lot of nefarious guests that way.
I'm reinstating the posting on ZapRecruiter as we speak, with some more additional filters applied. Must enjoy the thought of sharing a blanket with Sean and Matt.
Yeah, just the thought.
A minimum of 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
Maximum?
Yeah. They need to 1 hour and a half.
Not enough.
I don't know.
It needs to be longer.
8, 9?
9 hours?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to bed, you guys are all deciding, we're going to use this blanket tonight together.
Yeah.
So combining a blanket and a net, can we coin the term blank net? Can we do that?
You can.
Blank net.
Necket?
I don't know that it works.
What did you say, Matt?
I said a necket.
A necket. That's already something else.
That's worse.
It's a neck blanket.
Oh.
Called a scarf.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Ascot, a few different things.
Ask Scott what?
Scott was last week.
Yeah. What are we asking him though?
We're not asking him anything.
Oh, you said ask Scott, so I was.
Yeah. Well, you're not cultured enough to, I guess, know what an ascot is. It's a cot.
It's a bed for your ass.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
It's like a military style bed for your ass.
Yeah, for the barracks. Right?
Yeah.
Is that where military happens?
I mean, it's not where military happens.
It's where military starts, I think.
Yeah.
It's a starting point of military.
That's where you sleep during military.
You like military? Start here. Barracks.
You gotta share this blanket.
We know a lot about the military.
You gotta share the blanket with your fellow soldiers.
Squadron?
Your squadron? Your
I don't know what
company. Your company, right? Isn't that something?
I think both of those are military terms.
Platoon? Yeah, I'm gonna go with platoon.
I guess of the three of us, Travis might have a slightly better idea than any of this, only because your brother was in the
because of your bro
Air Force, right?
Yeah. He was.
So
he was only 25 years, and I didn't bother to learn absolutely anything.
We didn't talk during that time, and
I mean, you're not totally wrong. Like the reality is, I didn't hang out
in functions, family functions. You're never like, "Hey, how's military?"
Yeah, how's military treating you?
How are those barracks?
Kind of, yeah, it usually just led to a lot of arguments and fights, and
which he probably won because he was in the military,
right? Yeah, obviously trained.
He used those takedowns.
He was a full muscle boy.
He was an Air Force go downer.
No, Air Force go up.
Well, you have to go down eventually. It's an old rule. What goes up must come down. He was the one on the plane that was in charge of tipping the nose downward, whereas the other pilot was pulling the nose upward. So if they're arguing,
was he a pilot?
Plus, they have to work together. They have to work together to keep the plane level.
He wasn't at first. Like he didn't join.
I know he was like he did like after military. He did like private flying and stuff too, didn't he?
I mean, he just left the military in August. So.
Oh, really? I didn't realize.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thanks. I had to drive to Iowa.
Why couldn't he have flown you there?
That doesn't seem to go as well on military planes. They don't tend to like to pick up people at their house or even the local airports.
It's hard to land.
Yeah.
It's hard to land a
plane.
You
have to have a green jumpsuit before they'll let you on, and I just don't have one.
Oh, okay. You have many other colors of jumpsuit.
Yeah. It's a specific shade of green as well. So I have like a Kelly green, but
scenario. And they all are filled with offensive imagery.
It depends on if you're offended by relatively blank imagery.
Well, I like my stuff to be noisy.
Got it.
Busy. I like busy jumpsuits. And so, yeah, the lack of busyness, quite offensive.
I mean, that white t-shirt's showing some real busyness.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on down below.
Nothing.
It's also white down there.
Yeah.
It's a real crazy straw down there.
Yeah.
A lot of twists.
Not fun for a go-downer.
No.
Not at all.
I mean, depending on the type of person you are, if you like it,
I think the wrong amount of twists never.
Matt, that was you just thinking about it. Like, I would do that. I'd have fun down there.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. But
great. Good going.
Somebody going down on you going, wee, would just be the weirdest thing in the world.
If you're more like, whoa. Anyway. So we're assuming that everyone who listens to this has also listened to Travis's former podcast, which is President Unicorn. I think it could still be listened to. Yes.
It's still on there.
I think it's still
been 4-ish years since we've recorded anything, so it's not timely.
Yeah, but the reason I was bringing it up is we don't need to go into how we all know each other because you can listen. We told that old story on that show.
Yeah, probably.
So there's no sense in rehashing that.
I don't know
nonsense.
if we did or not, but
it's
probably about as much as what we just did here. Of we knew each other in high school.
Yeah, we can gloss straight over the old high school thing, seeming that's not a theme around here.
Matt, because you got the full experience of going on the show with both of the actual hosts, where I thought that's what I was doing, and then it turns out I was just filling in for Ian because he couldn't make it.
Hosted for an episode.
You were supposed to, and then things changed at the last minute, and then you came and hung out in my basement.
Yeah, so I came with nothing whatsoever. I thought I'm just going to bounce off of these two. And then it turns out it was like, hey, let's talk about how like we know each other and we drove to California once and how we used to not like each other when we first met. And
when I went on, though, it's funny because I went on just as a guest and did bring something for us to do. So we ended up playing. I made up a game that we ended up playing.
Yes, but again, they've already listened to that
on this show.
So we do not need to rehash any of that.
Well, yeah. If anybody wants to hear those episodes, go on and find President Unicorn, and then find whichever episodes Sean and I were on, which I can't remember. I think mine was called Butt Calluses. I'm not sure what Sean's episode was.
I think mine was just called Mr. Do.
Maybe. That sounds right.
I think he just called it
so
that.
There you go. You can go check out those. And if you like the theme song to our show, they got a pretty snazzy theme song over there too.
And I know who wrote it.
That some guy wrote. I don't know if I ever told you, Travis, that
no, it's nothing written. It was music that already existed.
Well, I had to actually recreate it though.
Yeah, but that's not you writing music. That's you.
Well, I still made the song and made it different. Yeah, I composed it, I guess.
Performing.
Well, I'll give you a composer credit.
If you perform someone else's song, you're not composing it or writing it. You're just performing it.
But he changed it.
Yeah, I modified a pre-existing song but I created it from scratch. I didn't like take a song and then manipulate how that song sounded. I took a song.
You made a cover of it.
Yeah, and I did a cover of a song basically and it.
Without permission.
I don't know if I ever told you, Travis, that the person who says President Unicorn in the theme song was Iman.
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, okay.
I think she might have told me that though.
Possibly.
Like we had talked about it at one point.
I just like, here, say it. And she said it into my phone. And then I just like manipulated the shit out of it to make it sound all weird and
just made it sound really rough.
Yeah.
President Unicorn.
You made her sound more feminine.
Well, I'm going to make sure she listens to this episode now.
Shots fired.
She'll take my side.
Yeah,
she always does. But which side?
Why are you so tan?
I'm not tan.
Very.
I've not been exposed to the sun really in a while.
Paler than ever, actually.
I wouldn't say I'm tan. I've been more tan.
I mean, I haven't seen you in person in a long time, but this is not the complexion I'm used to.
Interesting. Well, maybe I'm using
oranger than usual.
I'm using various creams these days. I mean, it could be the lights that are on me.
They're doing great.
It's not
a shot at you.
Oh, that's more orange. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm more orange now. Or more, oh no, that's the worst one.
That's
it's so I guess the one that was on me the first time was the cool setting. But there we go. But yeah, I don't know. This is what I look like. I can't help it. Well, thanks.
We can always just
turn me. You're gonna block me now. Thing
that, so we can't see him anymore if we wanted to. If it's too distracting.
Travis probably still see me. He'll probably still see me.
Yeah, I do.
What you been up to there, Travis? How's Denver, Colorado?
It's good, man. We moved out here a couple years ago because it was cold and there wasn't as much to do. We were sitting in St. Paul in the house we had, and it was just super boring. The pandemic didn't help. Like, we just got locked in our house for 2 years, and we lived on a street that was primarily families, which we don't have. So there wasn't a lot of like fun to be had. Everybody just took their kids and did things.
Mm-hmm.
So we just bailed and we moved. So I came out here. And I've spent the last 2 years mostly climbing and snowboarding and doing all the mountainy things that people who move here tend to do.
What about mining?
I haven't done any mining. I have been in a creek, and I have picked up rocks out of that creek, but I did not check them for their precious metals or jewels.
Do you still have those rocks?
I don't think I do. There's a bunch of them outside of my yard that I feel like the old guy who lived here probably picked up out of a creek or stole from the woods somewhere nearby.
Oh.
So there's some weird ones that are in my yard, but those were not gathered or mined by me. They were just acquired.
Pre-existing.
Were any of them a large white rock?
There's some small white rocks. They're probably 6 inches wide. Maybe like,
that's
you can't tell how big that is. Camera.
I'm not sure what the right size is of a white
rock.
Like
a large baked potato is about that size.
Gotcha.
There's 2 of them on that scale. And then there's a bunch of like
he specified baked potato instead of just like
I know, like a regular potato.
It's
The
got to
old
be
rust.
baked.
I
If it's
don't
not
think
baked,
they.
it doesn't count for size recognition.
Oh,
I
God,
don't
no.
end up with potatoes in my possession that aren't previously baked somewhere else.
Oh, you don't bring potatoes home raw.
You're
I try
not a
to bring them
purveyor
raw
of potatoes.
You bake them at the grocery store before you bring them home.
I demand they're baked at the grocery store.
Do you
Right.
have a microwave here? Because I would like to pre-bake this before I go home. My girl, she hates it when I bring home raw taters.
The commonly microwave baked potato.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they're not going
As
to lend you
opposed to
their
an
oven.
oven.
Yeah, they're not going to. The grocery store's not going to let you use their oven. They're going to the
But
break room. We'll let you use the microwave in the break room.
Is it actually baked if it's in a microwave?
I think it's just nuked then at that point.
Warmed? Heated?
Yeah.
Now, but the
Cooked,
the
I guess.
Toasty potatoes?
as long as it's arranged in the way of that a baked potato is, it's not peeled and then
Solid.
mashed or sliced in other ways. It's within the skin, and then you cut it open and add your toppings and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'd say
I don't
it's
think it
baked
matters.
Potato adjacent then.
Yeah. If I just cut open a raw potato and put the accoutrement on top of it, is that
Look, if I microwave some baked beans, I never call them anything else but baked beans.
But they
'cause
were
they're
previously baked.
Yeah, they're previously baked. That's why
Yeah,
they're called baked beans. I mean,
Yeah.
people don't bake beans usually anyways. You put them on the stove. I don't throw beans
True.
in my oven.
this is a lot. Oh, we've been living a lie. Now, here's my question then about refried beans, because are they fried and then fried again, or are they ever fried?
I mean, I have never
Refried
never
beans?
fried
Yeah,
a
they're
bean the
originally
first
fried.
time. So I'm trusting the companies that make refried beans to have done it twice.
Gotcha. What'd you say, Matt? You seem to have some insight.
Well, I've said, yeah, they're previously fried, but I think I get what you were saying now. Are they already have they already been refried before you buy them?
Right.
Is that
When
what
they're
you're saying?
served to you, they're refried beans.
Right. But if you buy them in a can at the store and they're called refried beans, have they been fried, then refried prior to you purchasing them?
That's the
And, like,
that's the question.
Yeah.
I have frequently heated them in a frying pan, so then
Yeah.
like
That's
thrice fried,
Thrice fried beans.
There you go.
Re-refried.
re-refried.
Re-refried beans.
Sounds worse.
Yeah. I shouldn't say
Well,
re-re.
you never. The more times you do it, the worse it gets.
Drop it.
It's like-
Right.
It's like you saw Multiplicity.
Oh yeah. It gets worse each.
It's just like that.
Making a clone off of a clone. Yeah.
Yeah. So frying a bean off of a fry is worse than the original fry, and any subsequent fry thereafter, the quality
Right.
goes down. It's a big go downer.
And then eventually that bean's gonna say that she touched my peppy, Steve. So.
Bean number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
It's a line from the movie Multiplicity, Sean.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Doesn't mean
Got
it's, yeah.
He's
Travis
pretty
knows
big
what
as
I'm
man.
Boy, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie. What about you guys? When's the last time you watched
yeah.
Multiplicity?
I think last time I saw Multiplicity, we were all still hanging out, living in Minnesota. So
Oh,
Yeah.
we still liked each other.
Likely together in some
probably
cases.
the last time I saw Multiplicity was well before the last time we had previously talked about Multiplicity.
You think so?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So then
Is
will
it
this inspire
commonly-
you to go watch Multiplicity?
Oh, I kind of want to watch it now.
Is it commonly called Multiplicity?
What?
Yeah, you called it Multiplicity.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, well, it's technically
Killing
not incorrect.
Now, if it's your first time watching, is it technically Multiplicity?
No, I mean the title
is
of the
it-
movie wouldn't change no matter how many times I watched it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
I
that's how
think it's
sequels
number of
worked.
views adds the
Unless I'm
I
going
thought
to.
that
context to it.
if I watch Jurassic Park and then I put it in and watch it again, it becomes Jurassic Park 2.
Jurassic Parks.
Yeah.
Oh, but then that goes on forever.
Yeah.
There's no indicator
Just
for
more
the third or
S's.
fourth time you watch it. More S's.
Parks.
And if you watch
This
it
is when
on,
the snakes come. The
if you-
fifth time is when the snakes come.
Turns
if
into
you watch
Anaconda.
it, if you watch it a third time while going on a hike, then it's Jurassic Parks and Recreation.
That's a stretch. Big stretch.
It's pretty good though.
That's a huge.
You like it?
Is it good?
Travis likes it.
It's great.
Travis likes
It depends on
I
it depends on
vote-
where
that
you're
was-
hiking though.
I vote that is great, and since I'm dog owner,
Matt, one
of
thing
this
I will
podcast.
say, You're the dog owner. One thing I will say, Matt, is that was fast.
thank you.
That was quick.
So what have you guys been doing? It's been, I saw Sean almost 4 years ago now. We went snowboarding like twice.
Yeah, we did. We did that. And then that was like, 2021 or 2020.
It might have been
something like that.
2021. So maybe 3
And
years.
then I know I saw you right before you moved because I picked up a PlayStation because you had extras or Xbox. Sorry.
Yeah, I still have extras.
Yeah, you only need one.
Well, iterations came out, so I bought the new version of it, which left me the old version to then hand down to my friend. So sharing the niceness. And I started dating somebody who also had an Xbox, and then I got tired of trying to play games there where it was so slow that I bought her a new Xbox, and now we have her old Xbox still because I don't know anyone here who needs an extra Xbox.
Well, my son thanks you for the Xbox.
I never got that thank you directly from him, though.
I told him to send you a letter.
I didn't get that one. I got all the other ones that just said not yet.
Oh, I also sent some of those to him. I think he's waiting to thank you.
Yeah, maybe that was one of the letters you got was from him saying not yet.
Yeah.
I'll thank you eventually, just not yet.
You mailed it to him to mail it to me.
Yeah,
like, I'll thank you someday, but not yet.
Who are you?
He did the sneaky thing where you put the return address as the address you wanted to go to and then put it in the mail with no stamp.
Exactly. And what's inside but a drawing of us saving whatever number of cents it was for a stamp.
It was so stupid.
Oh, we were we
theory.
Stuck it to the man there.
So clever.
Yeah, instead of just we already have this letter. No, I'm just saying, like, unless the idea of like we already own this letter, let's see if we can mail it to ourselves for free.
Well, but the whole idea was that, but it worked. But then you could use that to mail things to other people that you don't already live with.
Have you tried?
No.
Maybe you need a bigger test.
I went straight. Away. After that, I went straight. I
couldn't tell you the last time
I'm not going back to prison again.
Letter in the mail.
I was the only one who went to prison for that, and I'm not doing that again. So,
I guess it's technically mail fraud.
Mail fraud, yeah, it's mail fraud.
In a weird way, it's mail fraud.
It's like a tour of prison as opposed to being actually locked in.
Yeah, they just kind of like, this is where you could go if you do this a lot.
Do it again, Sean.
Yeah. I was carried through on a rickshaw
through the prison.
Yeah, it was
Seems like it would draw extra attention, maybe unwanted attention.
Yeah,
it did. Well,
maybe sharing blankets soon.
They need me to be able to get through quickly because they already smell the fresh meat when someone new's inside. So they need me to be able to fly through there quickly. So couple guards pulled the rickshaw.
Get your sentence over.
I waved.
It's like a parade.
I activated the spikes on the wheels in case any neighboring rickshaw got too close. I'm now combining rickshaw and chariot.
Yeah, I guess that's. Does that count as cruel and unusual punishment to show off such delicious fresh meat to a bunch of prisoners and they don't get to have any of it?
Are you calling me delicious fresh meat?
I'm just reiterating what you said.
I never said delicious.
I emphasized. Sorry, I assumed.
Are you offended by a adjective?
Yeah, are you offended by being described as delicious?
No, I never knew that's how you thought about my meat.
I mean, if we were ever in a Donner Party situation, you're the first one I'd try to eat.
Is it just the two of you, or is this
I'm quite lean.
Larger party?
Well,
yeah, but
not in the right places.
Muscle as opposed to a bunch of.
Wait, what? I could only assume all the things you meant by that because I can't ask you.
The world may never know.
It's only unusual if it's not a common form of punishment.
Right.
If people do it all the time, it might be cruel.
Common? Is it common for you to be teased to a bunch of people?
Well, not me specifically, but they give those tours of the prison all the time.
But the first 2 or 3 chariots through are unusual.
Yeah.
After that, it's commonplace.
Then they get used to it. Yeah. Now it's got it's got 4 or more S's on it, and so it's just common practice.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I take it back.
Which part? Just
all
asking if it's okay.
Everything. Yeah, it's all gone now. It's redacted from the recording.
You're gonna block it out with some Sharpie?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some white or liquid paper.
So you think Sharpie's how they redact?
It looks a lot like Sharpie when I see it.
You know, put it over with a highlighter.
That's no.
Don't read this part.
I've highlighted
Don't
all the
read
parts
anything
you shouldn't
highlighted
look
in yellow.
Poorly redacted.
But I was smart. The entire documentation was written in yellow ink. So when I highlight those sections, they now blend in. It's a disappearing act.
In the description of this episode, I'll just have a black bar for that section of what we talked about.
It should be a good idea.
A yellow section. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you write something under it first.
It's just like when I wear my outside colored costume, I go outside and no one can see me.
Right.
Is it right? What's your outside colored costume?
Yeah. What time of the day are we talking?
It's a bodysuit and it's outside colored.
So like right now, this is your outside colored costume.
It would just be a costume of mirrors.
That doesn't work.
Why?
Because someone's walking toward me, they're going to see themselves. You're not going to see yourself.
Yeah, but they wouldn't see you.
Yeah, but this doesn't work like that.
All right.
So it's like cameras and projectors, so you're just
a ghillie suit. So you can just pretend you're a bush every once in a while. No, you don't like that? Okay.
A shrubbery, maybe.
It's okay. Specifically, just a shrubbery.
Yeah. I mean, you make your ghillie suit. That's fine.
Yeah, I make it how I want to make it.
What leaves you want it to have?
Yeah, design it. A lot of sticks.
I know, Matt, you like to dress as a mulberry bush.
I like to dress like a mulberry bush.
Yeah.
I don't know what that looks like.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's you. You told me. It's your thing.
Never told you that. I'm actually very curious as to how you got that information.
You told me without telling me.
Was it one time when we were sharing a blanket for 9 hours?
Yeah.
Mulberry bush looks a lot like a shrubbery.
Yeah, it does. Probably. That's where he got the idea. He saw my costume and mistook it for a mulberry bush costume. And he's like, I want to design my own mulberry bush costume. I'm going to start tomorrow.
He took the same one and then just added a couple of reddish purple berries.
Yeah. He took 3 weeks of paid vacation and then came back to work in his fully fledged, fully plumed mulberry bush costume.
Plumed.
Fully foliaged.
Would it be bloomed? Plumed is
seems
like not the right word. I don't know why.
I'm probably wrong.
I feel like plumage is like feathers.
It's bird stuff. Yeah. Plumage is bird stuff.
Bird stuff.
Yeah.
You know, bird stuff.
Good note taking.
Anyway, so let's see. That's what Sean's been up to. What have I been up
to? Wait, what did we all talk about me? What am I? Did this?
It was like 10 minutes ago.
Did this start off because Travis said I was tan? Is that where this all went?
No, I think that was even before that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
yeah, Matt, what have you been up to?
Not a whole
This also doesn't have to be catch-up time. Like we can.
I'm the one of us that hasn't left the state to live in another state.
Well, not necessarily true. You left Massachusetts when you were like 3.
No, it was before I turned 1.
Oh well, there you go. So that still counts. We've all lived in multiple states now.
Real jet setter.
Yeah, you were like,
a lot of miles.
I'm not even 1 yet. I'm out of here. This town sucks.
Yeah, this town is described with an accent from that town.
Like, it's not big enough for the 2 of us, you said to your mother when you were not even 1.
Yeah, and I didn't even decide to include my brother or my father, which also would have been part of the equation, or any of the other residents in that town.
But you only spoke to decision makers. There's no point in bringing them in.
Yeah.
My mom.
I only want to speak to the top brass.
Load up the boys. We're out of here.
I'm pretty sure it was her big idea to
load up the boys. Just made me think like treat the boys like pack mules. Just pack everything up on those boys and let's get out of here.
That 1-year-old's got his wits about him.
Why don't we bring the car? No, there's no time.
We're just gonna push the trailer.
We gotta go.
Give Sean the couch.
Why can't we close these windows?
There's no time.
That's not why. They're non-closable windows, I don't think. And those types of trailers that cart horses and whatnot.
Oh, a horse trailer?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking you were picturing.
That's how you guys are moving?
Yeah.
You know, I was just picturing
you guys have a horse trailer?
Everything on the back.
My mom's driving and the boys
I was
are
also
back.
going on your backs. Like,
yeah, like you were
just
mules.
Children hoisting furniture.
Oh, and then, I see.
Subsequently, your parents after that.
I see. Coincidentally, we were drug mules.
They stuffed you?
Mm-hmm. Little baggies up the rear keister.
Seems like a real good way for that not to stay together. Isn't it balloons? Isn't that the common usage? Not baggies?
I don't know, like dude. I've never done that.
Something a little thicker.
You just said you did.
Well, I wasn't even one yet.
You're stuffing up your keister.
And I wasn't, the decision maker. So I didn't choose the packaging material. I would have gone with bubble wrap.
Seems worse.
Well, then I could try to clench and pop it every once in a while on the trip. Entertain myself.
Got it. So you're not filling the individual bubbles. You're just wrapping.
No. That's ridiculous.
Whatever drugs you're muling.
Whatever, into bubble wrap. I try to pop some, then I end up with a powdery diaper.
Just filled with baby aspirin.
That's what I'm smuggling. Is children's Tylenol?
Flintstones chewables.
Yeah.
They're not allowed out of mass.
They take my diaper off. What a colorful mess. Don't breathe this.
This boy is 10 million strong and growing.
Anybody? The police report. That's what I like. The police report.
The police report is there was nothing to report here.
Sorry, we've concluded this boy is 10 million strong and growing. Oh, we better stop him. We better call in the National Guard.
He's got nowhere to go but up.
This is rapid expansion. This boy is experiencing rapid expansion.
Ugh. That sounds weird.
It does.
Yeah.
But so does smuggling Flintstones chewables wrapped in bubble wrap up my ass as a baby. Not a lot of... I feel like you're not getting a full bottle either.
Yeah.
Oh, of course not.
No.
That's just cruel and unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you got to take them out of the bottle.
Yeah. You can fit a bottle's worth. You just can't use the bottle itself. That's too big. You know how long my intestines are? I can fit so many chewables up there.
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
have
even
you tested it lately?
I still have the ones that we can never get the other ones out, the originals.
Still stuck.
Yeah, they're lining it now.
Yeah,
so it's almost like an obstacle course for the food I eat.
I mean, I think your digestive system already is an obstacle course for the food you eat.
Yeah, but this just adds to it. It's like hurdles now.
Yeah,
food has to hurdle over all the chewables. Right?
See, I haven't been up to much.
Could you go into detail?
I mean, I can go into detail about my last week.
Sure.
Of how I tore a muscle in my back bending over to pick something up.
So you're staying young.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Was it
turn 41 and everything falls apart?
It wasn't the picking up, it was the bending down to pick up?
Bending down to pick something up. Yeah. I literally just bent down and and my back popped.
So the thing didn't have a team lift sticker on it, so you weren't prepared?
Well, nothing has team lift stickers. I knew exactly how heavy the thing was that I was attempting to lift, but I just never got the attempt to lift it.
I'd say the weight was never the issue. It was just the instruction to have another person supporting your bend.
Yeah, well, I see the thing was there's a crane in that area I could have used to lift.
Hey, Tommy,
the thing. I didn't.
Come spot my bend.
But
so wait, you're attempting to pick up something that otherwise is craned?
It wouldn't have had to bend. It was light. It was still light enough for me to actually lift it, but
this isn't the point of it, Matt. His popping was on the descent.
Yeah, it was on the descent.
He didn't even. There was no extra weight added to his body that caused the damage.
Yep.
But you could have used the crane to bend down.
No.
Like
why?
The crane, he hooks himself.
I would have still had to bend down to hook the piece of the crane to the thing I wanted to lift anyway.
Just raise the crane up so you can stand straight up and hook it up.
No. What you do, Matt?
I have to lower the crane to.
Matt, what you should have done is hooked the crane to you, and then like Mission Impossible style, lower yourself down to pick up the item, and then the crane lifts you up. So
that's also where I'm going with it.
Yeah,
like you should have been hooked to the crane, not the item.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the crane supports you on your bend down to get the item, and then back up.
Well, next time.
Yeah. Are you sure the popping wasn't some sort of bubble wrap, some sort of internal bubble wrap?
No, it was definitely my back.
Have you asked your parents? Smuggling?
Mom? Dad?
Mom, have I been stuffed?
Have you lost bubble wrap in the last 41 years?
Is there anything that has slipped your mind, maybe, about me?
Besides the Junior puppy, besides the
that's all
saying you're tougher than bees, besides singing that song in the backyard, whatever it was.
Yeah. So no, I tore a muscle in my back on Wednesday at about 9 a.m. and I've been home ever since. It's been great.
Is the muscle still torn?
I would assume so. It still hurts. So it's getting slowly
That's a
better.
good sign.
So
have you done anything to rectify it?
I'm on a muscle relaxer and a steroid right now.
Okay. So
and then
yes,
a lot of heat and a lot of rest. So
got it.
I'm going to attempt to go back to work tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. So that's been my week, basically. I was supposed to go out for a game night thing yesterday, and I didn't get to go because I was just like, nope, I'll be miserable and boring and shitty to be around. So I'm going.
They couldn't have just brought the heat and rest with,
or
come to you.
This was like a party that had been planned at this person's house, potluck style thing, and
got it.
So yeah.
Well, that's the nice part is everything's in a pot, so they can just.
Yeah, I got
it's lucky.
leftovers.
Yeah,
it's all lucky.
Bring it on over. Comfort food helps you heal faster. Morale, feeling good.
I've been my building I work in has a gym, and so I've been going there pretty much every lunch and break, just doing like little mini workouts. And after you, Matt, told me about your back popping from bending over, there's this one exercise I do on a little apparatus where I'm raising up my back to work, the lower back muscles.
Right.
And every time I went down, I'm thinking, oh my God, what if this happens right now? This is going to happen to me right now. And I won't be able to get off this thing. I'm going to have someone come in and help me like roll me off of this thing in the gym.
Just the sensor lights turn off and you're just hunched over.
Yeah. The motion
in an acute symbol in the dark.
You just hear just moaning in the distance.
Yeah. I'm like, who else is in here?
This place is haunted. But no, that's what I've been doing. It's been fun. And then we got some snow here. So then I was like, oh, well, I have to go clean the car off. At first I thought that your issue was from shoveling snow, but it was before the snow came. It was pre-snow. So luckily there wasn't enough snow that I actually have to shovel at all right now. So, because I'm not looking forward to having to do any of that. But
I refused. I mean, at some point with the way my little garage stall works now, I probably at some point, if it snows enough, will have to shovel the little drive into it. So I'll have to go buy a shovel.
A little claps one.
We bought a house that faces south, so here the sun is so much warmer that we haven't had to shovel it all. If it snows and it just melts off.
Has it been a pretty mild winter there too?
What's that?
Has it been a fairly mild winter there as well, or?
It's like, so we've been here, this is the second winter we're here. Like we moved 3 years ago at the very end of winter, and it ends in like March. Early March is when winter basically ends and it's just nice out. But there's no, like I've worn my coat a couple of days. Like this weekend is the coldest it's been here all year. And it's like 0, but normally it's between like 30 and 50 and just sunny and warm. So it's been pretty awesome.
It's kind of how we've been too.
Yeah, it's been a bizarre winter this year.
Yeah, it's -3 right now for us, but this is the first it's dropped into single to negative numbers since the start of winter for us, which is crazy. And then
this more telling that we're old than talking about weather.
Yeah.
Hey, it took us 50 minutes to get there. Okay.
Yeah.
To weather?
Yeah, we didn't just jump into weather right away.
You're not wrong.
We first talked about aging injuries first, which that's prime material. Everyone wants to hear about getting old.
Sean?
No, Matt popped up his back when he bent
I know
over.
that. I know his, but there's more than one of you.
Oh, I see. No injuries to speak of here, which is good. I'm still free of any sort of weird, whoops, I stepped on off the curb wrong and rolled, broke my ankle or anything. That I haven't been like laid up doing something that should not cause someone to be laid up yet. Which
is mostly what happens to me.
Yeah.
So here's a great example of that. This is the second time I've hurt my back in a year, right? The first time I was sitting at my computer just like I am right now. And all of a sudden something just went in my back and I had to take a couple days off work because I was literally just not moving or anything. Something just tightened up in my back and I was out.
I just didn't have enough lumbar support to work for the next 3 days.
I don't know if I'm just not if
I'm sitting too hard,
not eating the right stuff or what I'm doing. Well, the chair I have is not good for a computer chair either. So sitting at it for a long time
it's
probably
a metal
isn't good
folding chair.
No, it's just a regular like table chair.
For a while, I was doing that, just like a dining chair, and that I was working from home. That wrecked my back real quick, so I made sure to buy a chair. Like, you just need to bite the bullet and buy
a chair
that isn't meant for dining.
Yeah, no, that should be the next thing I purchase instead of like a new microphone that I didn't necessarily need.
Yeah, you should have put that money toward a chair.
Yeah.
You dope.
Like, I have a great working microphone. I should probably get a new one.
Yeah, this other one is on sale. I mean, that's why I got this microphone. I didn't need one. And my levels are still too low.
But the microphones actually are kind of a fun thing to buy. A chair just feels not
like
fun.
Purposeful.
Yeah, like, I can spend absolutely frivolously. I'll buy the dumbest shit because it's kind of fun. The second I have to buy any kind of normal, like shoes, socks, a side table for my couch, it sucks.
Like,
we have
spending money sucks.
$70.
We have an extra living room in our house that is literally sitting empty because we have nothing to put in it, and I don't want to buy furniture to fill an extra living room.
It seems unnecessary to have 2 living rooms.
I think the original idea of our so we have a tri-level split house, and the downstairs by the garage is where we have all of our living room stuff set up. And I think that previously was like, he had it with a fireplace in it, and it would have been kind of like it looks like a Wisconsin cabin down there, like wood flat walls. It's got a painted mirror with an old cabin and kind of, yeah.
And
then upstairs where all the light and things are would be a normal living room, but it would have been like my mom's, you can't step foot in here living room when we were kids.
Right. Yeah.
And we don't have things to go into that don't step here living room. So it's like our Christmas tree is in there, but we have the pup we got in April, and I'm afraid he's going to pee on the Christmas tree or steal the ornaments off it. So I just have the Christmas tree box blocking off the Christmas tree.
Is his name Grinch?
It is not. It's Dipper.
Oh, Dipper.
He's a 3-legged dog.
Ah, should have called him Trifecta.
No.
Oh.
No.
Missing
a front leg or a back leg?
Back leg.
Interesting.
So we got him from a shelter up in Fort Collins, about an hour north of us. And he had apparently had some kind of accident and fractured his hip. And then they got him and then removed his leg about 3 weeks before we got him. So they were like, he's not going to be able to do stairs. He might not be able to run. The dog is so fast and can run up and down stairs. It has no limitations.
Oh, they learn quick how to deal with
but
it.
But his ability to pee on Christmas trees, limitless.
I mean, he doesn't have a leg in the way now, so he can just really...
Yeah, but that's the weird specific thing they warned you about when you got him.
Yeah. Don't put out Christmas trees.
Right.
Ever. I don't care what your religion is.
A Christmas tree broke his hip, so he's got to vent it out.
He's taking his revenge out.
Every Christmas tree must be peed on. But yeah. I forgot to.
So how deep have you guys gone into our hometown areas, high schools, all that kind of stuff? I've listened to a few episodes, but I've never really gotten through all of them.
Well, not much. We haven't gone super deep into any of that, really.
Yeah. Do you have something specific you want to talk about?
No, the other day I was just thinking about how, like, growing up because Sean and I both grew up relatively rural. And like when you grew up where you did, Matt, it was kind of rural, but only in like maybe the postal sense. But you were close enough to a quote unquote town.
Yeah.
But the other day, for whatever reason, someone reminded me of finding like old Playboys out in the woods near our house. And I don't know if that was an experience you all had as kids.
No, definitely not.
No, I didn't have that experience at all.
It was just a weirdly 80s, maybe 90s experience that I don't understand where it came from. It was on our property, buried in a hole in our backyard where someone had just put like Sean's ghillie suit over the top of it. And there was just a hole with netting over it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't experience finding them, but I planted a lot of Playboys.
Got it.
On other people's property.
Like, what years were the Playboys? Because that's just like...
I don't remember. I was probably under 10 when we found them. Like, it was...
You're like,
I didn't sit there and study the covers to find out this one is June of 1970.
Oh, yeah. You were too busy getting deep into them.
Yeah.
Didn't care.
They were old and waterlogged, so I don't think there was a whole lot to get into other than the fact that we found old porn in our backyard.
March 1845 issue.
I mean, is it any
Mrs. Lincoln?
Is it any weirder than finding a bunch of porn videos on our on our deck one morning or our patio?
From the old guy next door?
Yeah.
No weirder than planting them on another person's later.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, that's right. You guys did that.
Yeah. So our neighbor, I don't know where that neighbor got them from, but he gave us like a bucket full of like porn VHS tapes.
They were probably he's like, I'm done with these.
Probably.
I got all I could out of these.
Did he?
Because you're talking about Cole, right? The dude up to our Cole gave them to us. So the guy downstairs, the old guy downstairs, gave them to him because I think he found him. He was the maintenance guy. And I think he found him in the trash room. So he gave him to Cole, and then Cole brought him over and dropped him onto our patio.
Because he didn't want.
And then eventually, I climbed up onto their balcony and dumped that plus every cardboard cutout
on his patio when we moved out. I think we put a couple of our cardboard cutout, like our Santa Claus, ended up there, and a bunch of other shit.
So we had also hidden at least one tape and a bunch of your stuff after we moved.
You hid like 5 or so tapes in like my belongings as we were moving out of that place.
Your tape boxes.
But the ones that I had already had on my shelf, you guys took them off my shelf and stuffed them in my stuff.
But Travis taped over them all with his own porn, his homemade porn.
I did like to make a lot with Matt while he was sleeping, with consent.
Yeah.
I said as long as I'm
wait till I sleep.
just drool yes on this piece of paper, and we are good to go.
Like I'm willing as long as I'm unconscious.
Are you unconscious if you're asleep?
I mean, I guess it depends on how hard of a sleeper you are.
I'm just trying to figure out if Travis has violated your agreement multiple times or not.
I'm attempting not to, and I always put it first. Is making
every
sure
once
that
in a while, Travis didn't know I was opening one eye.
He was
the
like,
brown eye.
Good.
I was faking sleep. Feigning sleep, as it were.
I was thinking of it.
Sean, we didn't do that. It was cuddling.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Inside and out.
Disgusting.
Travis is a really, really good big spoon.
It's true. Sean knows he was my roommate too.
Yeah.
We used to spoon.
Yep. He's a good big spoon, but it's like if it's flipped around, like it's backwards.
So back to back.
Yeah. It's big, but it's not comfortable.
Right.
If you catch my meaning.
I mean, depending on how big, I would assume uncomfortable.
My back was doing a lot of popping. We'll say that.
A lot of torn muscles.
Scar tissue.
Internal and external.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why you're so strong now and you haven't had any injuries.
Yeah.
It's true. But I can't feel anything down there anymore.
Is that what doesn't kill you?
Go on.
Makes you disabled.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. That saying doesn't really work in that situation.
It doesn't. No. You can't apply that to everything.
But that doesn't kill you. Squeak, squeak, squeak. That was a wheelchair.
Oh, okay. Oil can.
Oh, don't get me started. It's a Wizard of Oz reference. No, because I was telling you.
Yes, I understand it is.
Yeah. No, because I was telling you a couple weeks ago. I'm like, want to talk about Wizard of Oz? Because I've been listening to all the Wizard of Oz books, and they are rough.
No, I don't want you to recite your newfound knowledge of the Wizard of Oz stories.
Yeah. I'm actually curious though about why they're rough.
They're okay. So briefly, they're very much children's books.
Okay.
So it's very like Dora the Explorer formatted of constantly repeating shit. So like, for instance, in the first book, anytime there's zero character development. The only thing, like the Scarecrow, his character development is, I want a brain. That's it. He wants a brain. So every time they're talking about, like, they meet a new character on their journey, they're like, oh, you should join us to go to Oz. I'm going to try to get a brain, and I'm going to get a heart, and I want some courage, and I just want to go home. All right. Do. Hey, you, what are you up to? I want to get a brain. It's just over and over. It is ridiculous.
Sean, are you curious what the long form of this is? If this is the short version?
Well, thank you for joining.
That
was a pretty short version. I could go on a lot further.
Yeah,
please don't.
Years ago, I remember I read the original, the first the first
Wonderful
book.
Wizard of Oz, the first book.
Yeah, and I don't remember like noticing that. I was just in my head. I was just noticing the differences between the movie and the book. I was like, "Oh, that's different. Oh, that's not. This part's longer than the movie showed it. Stuff like that."
And maybe I could blame the person who's reading it
to you,
like how they're doing it. It's maybe just kind of more annoying than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I go to sleep at night. She reads it.
Tell me a story.
Can you read Wizard of Oz again? It's oh so repetitive.
Yeah, well, like that's one thing that annoys me. The other thing that annoys me, and this will be short again as well, to not get too deep into it.
Again,
it's just the fact that there's like almost no conflict that happens, because any obstacle that comes in their way is immediately resolved in like 2 sentences of just like, oh no, there's this giant gap. How are we going to get past it? And the line's like, I could jump over it. Okay. And then they jump over it and they're fine. It's just, there's no like long-term like thing that they have to resolve. Everything gets summed up pretty quickly.
They're effective problem solvers. They just get it done.
Yeah.
Throw something at them. No just brain or no heart needed.
Do this. Oh, and that's this thing we mentioned briefly earlier will get us out of this mess. So
yeah, it's called set up all that shows.
Yeah,
and that's what I call character development.
Setup, but there's very little payoff.
I mean, I wonder if all that shows that they eventually did have a brain, a heart, and they were always home.
No, she wasn't.
It sounds like the same character development they did in the movie, where it was just.
But Matt's
on.
Yeah, I guess it's not much crazier, like much more development than the movie. But I feel like the movie, maybe it's just because the actors did a decent job of making you kind of like enjoy the characters. The book doesn't do a great job of making you enjoy the characters.
Stop reading it or listening to it, I guess.
I've thought about it. But I used one of my free credits for all 14 books.
My attention span doesn't hold long enough to get through a video game that's good, let alone.
Oh, well, prior to this, I just listened to one book that was 57 hours long.
Okay. Was it a good book?
Yeah, it was great, actually.
Yeah, it's less than 3 days.
Well, yeah, I didn't listen to it in one sitting.
Why not?
I don't know. You've been out of work.
Well, no, I finished that a couple weeks
ago. Just pop on a 58-hour book and
just sit still and
lay on some heat.
Yeah, lay on some heat.
No, I actually was playing video games the last couple of days. It's like all I've been doing.
Oh, which ones?
I bought a PS4 specifically to get Final Fantasy Remake, played it for a little bit, and then stopped playing it. And then I was finally like, I should probably actually play that and finish it, because I know the new one's coming out in February, but I'd have to buy a PS5 for it. The next Final Fantasy VII. There's going to be 3 games for the remake version of Final Fantasy VII. And so the second half or second third of it is coming out in February, but I'd have to buy a PS5 to play it, which kind of annoys me.
So that's really irritating. They're not going to come out with a PS4 version?
No, because they said that the system won't be able to handle it.
Well,
which is dumb, because right now they have anytime you install something that's new on PS5, it asks if you want the 4 version or 5 version.
Yeah.
It's a money grab.
I just read a brief thing about it, and they basically just said that this second game won't be able to be compatible back to the 4. It just won't be able to process it.
I watched Moose play some of the one you're talking about, and it was, I mean, the graphics are leaps and bounds better than the PlayStation 1 version. Yeah.
Which those graphics were leaps and bounds above.
Oh, those graphics at the time were like the most amazing thing in the world. But if you go back and look at it now, you're just like, oh, this is
real turd.
Like, no, there's no voice acting in it at all. It's all read all the dialogue.
That's what I thought about those old Playboys that Travis found.
Yeah, they were read all the dialogue.
The graphics
they just described them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who gets analog porn nowadays?
Well, you could if you got to rest up a little longer.
It's making a resurgence.
Is it?
Yeah, it's coming back like vinyl. It's all that old stuff.
I was about to say, is it like vinyl?
Yeah. It's actually on It's on vinyl. Again? Yeah, it's Playboy on record.
Playboys anymore? Is Playboy just straight up online now?
I couldn't tell you.
They went out of business a few years ago.
Playboy's fully
did it really?
I think it came. I think somebody else bought it, and now it became like a Maxim style thing where they did that.
Oh,
this is all based on me listening to some other podcast of somebody talking about it, because they would always buy it as like a table book or whatever, and I don't know.
Leave this laying around the house.
But pretty much.
It's like there's no tables anywhere in this book.
They're just filled.
Yeah,
that's the ultimate table book. Is a book about tables that you put on your table.
Okay, Kramer.
This whole thing just reminded me of something that existed when we were.
Oh, Kramer came out with a coffee table book about coffee tables.
Oh, see, I wouldn't have known.
The book even had little legs that folded out. So if you don't have a coffee table, it becomes a coffee table.
A very small coffee table.
Oh, incredibly small. I think they fit 2 cups of coffee on it.
Well, it's technically a coffee table then.
He was on Regis and Kathy Lee promoting it in the show.
Oh, That shows you how old that show is.
Yep. Regis was still alive.
Is he not still
Is he
alive?
dead?
Well, he died a long time ago.
Did he really?
Yeah.
How long?
I'm going to guess like 2016 or something.
Like 26 years ago? I didn't know Regis was dead.
Well, his show was still
2020.
on? Oh, it was 2020. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, July 5th. Or 25th, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm just
Oh,
not
Regis
up to-
Francis Xavier Philbin. We all know his full name.
We do
You
like
also
to
look at
use
the
people's
same
full names
Wikipedia
on
I
this
am.
show.
We sure do. Wow, his earliest business work, Philbin was a page at The Tonight Show in 1955. And then that's the only thing he ever did.
It's just that, and then Regis and Kathy Lee.
Oh, I suppose is included here. They went in. I thought it was done. They went in deep on his page work. I thought that they weren't going to include the Philbin or Kathy Lee stuff.
Was he
I'm
also
clearly
page
not
on
serious
Action?
about that. Any more facts about Regis we want to look up?
Exhausted all the Regis facts.
I mean, the only interesting ones. He's dead, and he used to be a page. Those are the two things that are worth knowing about him.
And I didn't know either of those 5 minutes ago.
See?
Yeah,
See?
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis and I thought Regis was still out there kicking, alive.
He just didn't want to be on a show anymore.
Yeah,
That's what
I mean,
it was.
he left the
faked it.
show before he died.
That's what I mean. He just didn't want to be on the show anymore. So that was the
Yeah.
only thing I assumed about him was he just left it and still was out there.
And still was
living it
alive.
He was in
You know,
Greenwich,
one-
Connecticut, just having a great time.
One bold assumption I made about Regis Philbin was that he was still living.
That was a bold assumption you made.
No, anyway, when the funny thing is when I found out that Bob Barker died,
Mm-hmm.
I had thought that he
Bob
was
Barker
already
died?
Yes. I thought that he had. I
far
thought he had
before.
died years
Oh, my
before that.
childhood.
Yeah, it was like the Abe Vigoda thing. Everybody assumed Abe Vigoda was dead way before he died.
I never did. Let it be known. I never assumed Abe Vigoda was dead.
Well, not even now.
Now I'm pretty sure of it.
Right.
It's not that I specifically assumed that he wasn't dead. I just didn't think anything of him at all.
You just didn't feel it in your bones that he was gone?
No, I only felt bubble wrap.
In your bones?
Yeah, it migrated.
Around your bones.
Eventually,
Got
if your system doesn't reject foreign materials, it sort of incorporates it into the inner workings of the body. So, you know, there's a little bit of bubble wrap in pretty much all of my tissue now.
Abe Vigoda died in 2016. So maybe that's who you're thinking of.
Maybe
Or do you
that's.
assume that they had died together?
I thought they died.
Oh.
It was a joint suicide.
Yeah, they
Got
died
it.
in a fiery car crash together.
Going over a cliff,
Yeah,
holding
in a Thelma
hands,
Louise-
being chased by the police.
Thelma Louise style. Yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
That's what inspired the movie. But because of woke culture, they made it two women.
That inspired the movie that came out decades before their deaths.
Yeah.
70 years before.
Yeah. Hashtag. Never mind. I'm not going to say it.
What?
Nothing.
Can't hang that little juicy fruit out there and not let us have it.
It's not.
Do you want to try that word again?
It's not juicy fruit.
Juicy fruit works. It's not what you said.
Yeah, he did.
You can't hang that. You can't dangle that little juicy fruit out there.
Yeah, you hit the W a little harder in juicy than I think you intended to.
And the S was a little soft, a little Z like.
The W in juicy.
You added one right in the middle there.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What you said.
It sounded right to me, Matt. It sounded right to me.
You thought I emphasized the
Yeah.
Jew in juicy?
Whoa. Let's not stereotype.
Wow.
Fruit?
So those are the kind of girls you're into, Matt.
The juicy kind?
Yeah.
Yep. Sure love a girl that makes my mouth water.
As opposed to dry out?
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You tried to just
I
dismiss
don't
the idea, but you said something that makes sense.
I suppose.
I'm just
I
so
have to
attracted
say,
to women that I'm
them.
attracted to.
Yeah. Oh, it's so annoying how attractive women really just get me going. What an annoying situation my life is.
I mean, well, you're a monk, so it probably does suck.
Yeah. Being celibate and all.
Mm-hmm. Having
It was
no
a choice.
possessions.
We're proud of you, and I stand by you.
Well, thank you.
He included me in the proud part of the statement, but standing by you was just him.
Well, I don't want to place anything on you that you don't actually believe in.
Except that I'm proud of him.
I knew you were. You texted me
Oh.
before.
Yeah.
I sent you a letter.
We got it
not yet.
typewritten on his laser jet.
Yeah, that because I.
Yeah, we can let it go. We don't need to circle back there.
Supervillains, laser jets. Okay. I mean, a laser jet sounds awesome. That sounds like the thing a supervillain would want to have.
Like I want to take off in my laser jet.
Yeah.
Isn't that powered by fuel?
Right.
Powered by laser.
This is my shark tank and my laser jet and my fan boat. I don't know why they'd have a fan boat.
Fan boat.
You know, when you get in crazy,
this is the villain's lair again.
Florida. Yeah.
This is the villain's lair again.
Florida villain.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a fan boat so we can get through all the whatever swampland down there, whatever it's called.
Here's my toilet blocker.
It's just saran wrap.
Yeah. It has two uses.
Yeah.
It pranks the user and it keeps, crocodiles out.
I thought you were going to say it keeps your food fresh.
Well, it can also do that, but not when it's, coating a toilet seat.
Right. Yeah. It serves multiple purposes, not in the same place, though.
Right. But on a toilet, it serves two purposes. Let's be clear.
Right.
Freshness.
Yeah. Keeps the crocs fresh.
Yeah. You don't want a dried out, crusty crock. I don't know what it means.
Well, if you want to, let's try and see if you can figure this out, Matt.
Okay.
Separate each word and figure out what those individual words mean. And then combine it.
Yeah. I know what all the individual words mean.
So then you should be able to put it together and come to the conclusion as to what your full statement meant.
I guess it just means a dried out, crusty crock. It just means what it means.
Is it a country croc?
It's a crocodile that has fully dried out. It's like taxidermied.
So it's dead.
Yeah, it'd be very dead.
Mm-hmm.
Are you describing Regis Philbin?
He's dead.
Current state.
I would say he's pretty dried out.
He was a celebrity voted most crocodile-like.
I'm pretty sure that would have been said other interviewer dude.
Joel McHale.
No.
Carson Daly.
His name now.
Geraldo Rivero.
That was that really old ass dude that was just forever old. That was an interviewer, and his name is completely Larry King.
Oh, Lawrence.
I'd say he's more crocodile-like.
Well, this is just what I mean.
But he's also dead. So
in Hook, Regis was the giant crocodile clock tower thing. That's who he played.
Oh, I thought you were like saying like a real fact, like the crocodile's name was Regis for some reason in that movie.
Oh yeah,
I was just gonna be like, oh really? Okay.
Oh yeah, and the classic tale of Peter Pan, the crocodile that eats Hook's hand before he's Hook. Why is his name Captain Hook if he didn't have a hook yet?
Well, yeah.
Anyway, the crocodile's name was Regis.
That's the same question I asked when we were playing that D&D session, and there was a character in it named something Cloppington, and she was a normal woman who had a horse, and a witch she wanted to be with her horse all the time, so a witch turned her into a centaur. So I asked the lady, was her name Cloppington before she got turned into a horse? Like, that's a weird coincidence.
And what was the answer?
That's it. I never got an answer. Mikey just had her walk away from us. So she was very upset.
She clopped away. Yeah.
I was being very rude to that NPC. So
wasn't that character played by Mikey?
Yeah, because it's just an NPC character. So Mike
was
funny that her name was Cloppington.
Just a PC.
Mike was a DM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
but yeah. The player had to play that character.
Right. Okay.
Semantics.
I guess in that sense, yes. It's technically an NPC character because none of the players are playing the character. The DM is playing.
No, I know. I'm joking. I'm just being pedantic for the hell of it.
What an ass.
What do you call it when Mr. Philbin is always sort of taking your side on things?
Did you make this joke up?
I just did.
It's gonna say Regis in the answer.
He's being very egregious.
I'm
going to mute myself for the rest of the show.
What do you call it when Regis moves into your town, but he has to tell you first? He's a registered sex offender. A registered?
That's a stretch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Egregious was...
Yeah, egregious is an existing unmodified word.
Sure, fine. All right, you're right.
What do you call it when Regis moves into a town and then sets himself up so that he can vote in the next election?
A registered voter?
Exactly.
Yeah, you just ripped off my joke.
Yeah. Well, it was too good not to.
So quick.
Yeah,
that was quick, wasn't it?
That was quick.
Travis, my ripping off Matt's joke was real quick.
So quick.
God damn it.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed by that. I'm impressed. Well, I mean, we don't really have time for much else. I did look up myths and legends. I did. It's just me reading through myths and legends behind Denver International Airport, but we have no time.
What about the fact that the horse
like
that's
really
outside of it crushed its creator?
Say what happens? What now?
Oh yeah,
there's a giant blue horse outside of DIA, and as he was making it, it fell over and crushed and killed the original creator.
I read about that somewhere, and it might have been. I was looking up like stupid deaths once, I think, and maybe that was one of them that was in there.
Yep, and then his son finished it, and now it has glowing red eyes. So when you drive through there at night, it's a giant blue horse with glowing red eyes.
Made it evil because it killed his father.
I don't know. I think the intent was that it was going to have the red eyes anyway, but it's just I don't know. It's weird. It's out in the middle of nowhere, and you just drive by, and there's just giant demon horse.
Is it to represent taking a red eye?
I didn't ask anybody, but yes.
Where's the sun?
Sky.
That is something mentioned in here. A cursed horse, and then the top image in the article itself is the picture of the giant blue horse.
Lucifer. Yeah.
Yes. Nicknamed Lucifer.
Oh God. Yeah. Lucifer.
Well, good. Let's save your DIA facts until next time.
Yeah, I guess we could. We sure could. Sounds like a good idea. Matt, what are you doing?
I was looking something up, but it's not important. There was somebody else I was trying to figure. I couldn't remember who else. There was a famous woman who was crushed to death by a horse.
Cleopatra?
I don't know if it was
Cleopatra.
A woman she was crushed to death by a horse while having it lowered upon her for sex.
Cleopatra.
Yeah, that was like.
I don't think it was Cleopatra.
That was more of like a.
Was it Cleopatra or Catherine the Great?
It was Catherine the Great. Yep.
Okay.
I couldn't get Marie Antoinette out of my head, and she was beheaded. So
it's the same. I have the same problem.
I thought you said it's the same thing.
That's the same thing. That's the same kind of death.
Yeah, getting beheaded or crushed to death by a sex horse.
Do you think the horse was bred for sex specifically? Or to get that name after it?
It's a weird thing to say. Bred for sex.
That's my exchange every time.
Yeah. No, it's not. Not that kind of bread, John.
No, in my case, it is that kind of bread.
Okay.
I am very hungry right now.
Oh God, that's hilarious. Anyway,
well, enjoy Denver, Travis.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah.
How often do you make it back into these here?
It was about twice a year, and now this year we didn't come home for the holidays, so it'll probably be once this year.
Very well.
Sometime in the summer or warmer months.
How often do you visit Matt in Chicago?
One
time.
How often has Matt visited you
one time
in Minnesota or
2017?
Denver?
We hung out in Minnesota
a couple times. We did.
Yeah,
a couple different
times. I came over to you guys' house when your parents were having a party, and then we hung out at one of the breweries in Minneapolis one time. So two times.
Well, I came to your house. I came to your house one time just to hang out. There was the time. Well, I think it's been a few times. I came out to record the one time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I came out and just hung out with you at your house for a little bit, and we had some like weird Mountain Dew flavors or some shit. You had like some weird flavored like Mountain Dews or sodas that we were enjoying.
Like, did they partner with Jelly Belly or something?
I don't know I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember it.
And then we did the brewery thing.
And then now you and Monster will have to come out here sometime.
Yeah, hopefully we'll probably wait till it's a little nicer out again, maybe in the spring or something.
Yep, if you want to come when it's nice for you guys, spring. If you want to come when it's real fucking hot, summer.
I could avoid the hot.
Travis, Travis, actually, I am looking into possibly bringing Leo out that way soonish because there's a Meow Wolf location there.
Been there twice.
Have you?
It's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's really into the Omega Mart, but since it's in Vegas, that got vetoed by the powers that be. So I can't take him to that one. So I wanted to take him to... The one here is
very cool, and he'll have a really good time with it.
Yeah, so I was looking up. I mean, he'll be going out of town at the beginning of March, so probably can't be right around that same time. But I would like to do it springish, maybe April or something.
April, May is really nice. It's a good time to come out. If you guys do, I mean, let me know. It's not far from our house.
Yeah, I will.
Cool beans. Trips are planned for the future.
I'll say now that we have our travel figured out.
Yeah. Let's talk about the weather again.
Cold.
Oh.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Also, it's also cold here.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye.
If you have a question, complaint, or threat for Sean or Matt, you can reach us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at hsfamouspod. Or you can email the show at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. No animals were pleasured during the making of this podcast, despite our best efforts. All hail our Lord and Savior.
Flintstones chewables wrapped in bubble wrap up my ass as a baby.